The city of Seoul purchases hanoks that have high preservation value, but are at risk of damage, and operates them as Seoul Public Hanoks. Currently, 34 public hanoks in Seoul introduce hanok, the traditional residential style of Korea, and the unique residential culture contained within it to domestic and foreign visitors, and is also used as a base space to support various community activities of local residents. This time, I will introduce you to 8 representative public hanoks in Bukchon Hanok Village. Most of them are modern hanoks that are over 100 years old, and are operated as public hanoks by renovating them to their original appearance, as much as possible. It is a space where you can experience the residential culture of traditional hanok for free, and take a break, so I recommend you to visit it when traveling to Bukchon Hanok Village. First, Bukchon Traditional Culture Center. This is a modern hanok in Gaidong, Seoul, built in 1921, and is registered cultural property number 229. Opened in 2002, the Bukchon Traditional Culture Center spreads the history and values of Bukchon and our traditional culture, and conveys the meaning of Bukchon and Korea's traditional housing culture. It also serves as a communication space for residents, and a visitor information center. Seoul Public Hanok is a hanok open to residents, and domestic, and foreign visitors, and you can freely view and take a break during operating hours. Here, maps of Bukchon and Insadong, which contain useful information for travel, are provided free of charge in Korean, English, and Chinese. You can also check the schedule for traditional culture classes, hanok and local culture education, and experiences here. This exhibition hall exhibits materials that tell us about the history and value of Bukchon. This place has lecture rooms, and a space for residents to relax. This place is originally a resting place for residents, but it is also a place where exhibitions are held from time to time. Second, Joan No-ko Huedong Art Museum. First of all, the garden with bamboo is pretty, and makes me feel at ease. This is where Korea's first Western-style painter Go Huadong, 1886 to 1965, who returned from studying in Japan, designed a hanok in 1918, and lived there for 41 years. It is the cradle of Korean modern art, where Go Huadong taught Western painting to students, and actively interacted with cultural artists of the time, and is a cultural heritage that shows the architectural style of modern improved hanok. You can get to know the painter Go Huadong, and it will be fun to see the inside of a medium-sized, modernly renovated hanok. Third, Bukchon Hanok Hall. Bukchon Hanok Hall is a public hanok open to residents, and domestic, and international visitors. You can use it freely during operating hours. This place is a good place to take a break during your trip to Bukchon. This is also my favorite of the Bukchon public hanoks. On one side, artworks are exhibited. The view of the roof of the hanok outside the window is wonderful. The view over the stone wall is also very nice. Among the Bukchon public hanoks, the Bukchon Traditional Culture Center, and this place, are recommended, as a must-visit course. Fourth, Bukchon Traditional Crafts Experience Center. The Bukchon Traditional Craft Experience Center is a public hanok open to residents, and domestic, and foreign visitors. You can use it freely during operating hours. It is a space that provides experience programs to inform domestic and foreign visitors of the beauty of traditional crafts. Visitors can experience making traditional crafts for a fee. Fifth, Baekinji's House. Baekinji's House is an upper-class modern hanok, built by Han Sang-ryong in 1913 using expensive black pine from the Yalu River. Baekinji, the founder of Peak Hospital, owned it from 1944, and owned it for the next 60 years. Currently, it is operated as a public history museum, after restoring its original form. The large gate in front consists of the Haengnaengche where servants lived, on both sides of the gate, and a tall gate in the center. The tall gate was made high to show authority, by making it easy for nobles riding sedan, chair, to enter and exit. It would be fun to look around Baekinji's house, a modern upper-class hanok, and find out how it differs from the traditional upper-class hanok. Sarangjungman used red bricks that cannot be seen in traditional hanok. Bricks have the advantage of being effective in preventing fires in hanoks built with wood, which is vulnerable to fire. Traditionally, the sarangche was a living space for men, but the sarangche of Baekinji's house is a space for entertaining guests. The floor of the sarangche is a jangmaru made of long wooden boards. It is easy to lay the floor, and it is flat, so it is comfortable to walk on, but when deformation occurs, it is inconvenient to have to lay the entire floor. The use of Japanese-style corridors, and tatami rooms, and the extensive use of Western red bricks and glass windows reflect the background of the times at the time of construction. Unlike other traditional hanoks that separate the sarangche and the emchai into separate buildings, the two spaces are connected by a corridor, and are one building. so it was easy to move inside. Baek In-ji's house has a large garden, unlike the traditional Hanok Saranche. The reason is that the first owner made it for the purpose of holding many banquets. This place is famous for shooting the reborn rich, and an assassination. These scenes were filmed in Saranche. This is also a popular location for many movies and dramas. In addition, part of the Saranche was built as a two-story building, which is unique to Baek In-ji's house, which is unparalleled in traditional Hanoks of the Joseon dynasty. The peculiarity is that the Enchai and the Saranche are connected by a corridor, but a Western-style door is installed to separate the two spaces, and secure an independent space. And like a traditional Hanok, the gates to the Enchai and the Saranche are made separately. This is a reflection of a modern lifestyle in a traditional Hanok lifestyle. The Enchai is a space for the life of the hostess and her family, and unlike the Saranche, it has many traditional Hanok features. The Taebuk pattern on the right is impressive. The floor of the Enchai is a Korean traditional checkered floor, Woo-mo-maro, made by laying several short wooden boards. It is easy to repair because you need to replace only that wooden board when shrinkage or deformation occurs. Behind the Western-style door on the right, there are stairs going up to the second floor in front, and there is a connecting corridor to the Saranche on the right. It is a space that you can see only if you apply for a guided tour. It's nice to be able to see undisclosed spaces when applying for a guided tour. These scenes in the K-drama Reborn Rich and the K-movie Assassination were filmed in the Enchai. An air raid shelter was built underground in preparation for US bombing. It was used not only as a shelter but also as storage for wine and spirits. Jangnokdae is a place to store sauces such as soy sauce, soybean paste, and red pepper paste, and food that can be stored. The Bilal-dangche was used as a private resting place for the male owner. Bilal-dangche was located at the highest point in Byeokchon at the time of construction, so it boasts an outstanding view overlooking Byeokchon. At a glance, ondol, which is spread under the floor of the entire room, is a heating technique unique to Korea that has been passed down since ancient times. The wood fire was made in the furnace to warm the entire floor of the room. The trail leading from the Bilaldangche to the Sarangche is very lovely. Beacon Jay's house maintains the beauty of a traditional Hanak while embracing modern changes, and is a representative building of Buchan in terms of architectural scale and historical value, and is a folk cultural property of Seoul. 6th, Seoul Hanak Center. Opened in 2015, it supports administrative services for living in a Hanak. It provides various knowledge and information related to Hanok residents and general citizens, such as emergency inspection and consultation on Hanok repairs throughout Seoul, Hanok exhibitions, and hands-on Hanok education. Seventh, Buchan Community Library. Opened in 2015, it is a space where you can read books and enjoy cultural lectures in a Hanak. One side of the room is a small library with books donated by residents. Eighth, Barium's house in Gaidong. Built in 1936, this is the house where Barium 1011 to 1968, a traditional ink landscape painter, lived from 1959 until the end of his life. This Hanak has a square shape with the L-shaped main house, and the L-shaped outer building facing each other. To get easy and useful information about South Korea, hit Korea.